Welcome race fans. This is Ron with Bigg Wizurd TV, and we are on the air again. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you guys tuning in for the live broadcast of the Procraft Formula 1 series, brought to you here on Bigg Wizurd TV. Bigg Wizurd TV, always sponsored by Stair Fittings Incorporated and grandpaskitchen.com. Let's get into what's going on and kind of get you up to speed. Let me say hi. I should say hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hey, this is me. I'm here in the booth here at Bigg Wizurd TV studios. I turn down the car sounds off my speakers, get a little echo there. But we are working here from the studio by myself tonight, so let me know anybody out there which has any questions or anything. Give me a heads up. I'll bring them in for you. We are at Nürburgring. Nürburgring is the home of the German Grand Prix, or was for many, many years. Last week we were at Hockenheim, also home of the German Grand Prix. The two tracks have battled for the top spot, let's say, in Formula 1 over the last few years, yet are not on the schedule this season or last season. They've had a hard time getting back to Germany, not at the Nürburgring nor Hockenheim. They haven't made it to either one. So, but Nürburgring, as you may know, Nürburgring is the home of, let's turn that off. Nürburgring is the home of the Nürburgring racetrack, which is the very large 16.9 mile Nordschleife racetrack, which they do for the 24-hour combined. As you can tell, this is not that track. This is the Nürburgring Grand Prix track. So, this thing is not that big. This is, let's see if I can get some stuff in English here. That one looks kind of English. And events info. Nürburgring. Yeah, history. Maybe that'll help me. 1927, so we're pushing up on 100 years here for Nürburgring. Was when they originally built the track, the big racing track. The Formula 1 course was built much later. They did have many, many races here in the 60s, 70s. In 1976, they had the last race from Formula 1 on the Nordschleife. In 1981, they built this track that you're watching today. And that opened in 1984. So May 12th, 1984, after 3 years of construction, the new Nürburgring was opened. Formula 1 returned to the Nürburgring on October 7th, 1984. So, a little history there for you about Nürburgring. Doesn't tell me much about the racetrack. That's what kind of I wanted to look at. So let's go back and see what else I can find about the racetrack. Today's racetrack at Nürburgring. Let's see. World DTM. Yeah, not giving me anything. Not giving me anything at all. This is called the Grand Prix Shrek layout. That is what we're using. But that doesn't help me with any details on how long it is or anything of that type. I know it's not 4.5 miles. That's a little too long. Let's see. Same time Hockenheim shortened. Well, that's Hockenheim. The extended GP track from 2.8 to 3.9. No, that's not it. This is not a 3-mile track, people. Not in a minute and a half. Well, that was pretty fun trying to find that information. It's kind of hard because Nürburgring has so many personalities. Maybe if I looked up, it would give me better info. Yeah, I've already been to your site. Racetracks. Marshlife Grand Prix track. There we go. Alright. Found something. Not a lot, but I found something. It'd be nice if I had, like, what it is. That'd be cool. You'd think you'd want to put that in there. Grand Prix track, including AMG Arena, is 5.14 kilometers in length. So that's about 3 miles. And that is what they're doing today. They're on the full racetrack. And we're getting ready. Practice is just about done. I did want to go over the standings. We have had one race so far. Northern Mata has taken the points lead, followed by Morgan Teggy, Kevin Cantanio, followed by Christian Bishop. Unfortunately, as you can see by the entry list, Norton, Morgan, Kevin, those three top 3 drivers in the standings right now are not on the racetrack. So 47 seconds to go in practice. These guys aren't here. So I'm not really sure why the drop-off in attendance. We did have about 8 or 9 drivers last time we were racing with the Procraft Formula 1 series, and now we have dropped down to fewer drivers. We'll have to see who starts. Right now there are 3 drivers on the racetrack. Bob Wallace and Philip Scott have left the racetrack for a minute. We still show 3 on the racetrack. Well, there's one more. Kelly Bishop is now in. So we have 6, but only 4 are showing on the circuit. So I guess we'll find out. We'll see what happens at the start here, but attendance is light here at the Procraft Formula 1. Race number 2 for Season 3. And not really sure what that is from. Might be... yeah, I don't know. Don't really know, but here we go. Practice is over. Qualifying session has begun. And we'll see who gets out on the racetrack first. I think I have everything turned on. Yeah, I think I have everything turned on. Looks like Kelly Bishop. Kelly Bishop is the first to attack. Out on the racetrack to get his qualifying times in. They have a 15-minute qualifying session. Let's see, driver standing constructor championship after race 1. Rust Belt Racing with Morgan Teggy and Adam Novotny. Adam finishing P6 last week. Those guys are in the first spot. Box R in Movement Club. Box R was in second spot, and that was Kevin Cantanio and Emmett Lindquist. Emmett Lindquist is on the racetrack tonight. So he's going to keep their efforts going for the Constructors' Championship this week. And Space Sheep Racing Team, which is Kelly Bishop and Christian Bishop, are both on the racetrack. So they have a good chance of making some headway. Will Edwards not here tonight. Series regular Theo Bishop is on track. So that will keep coast-to-coast racing in the hunt as well, as they are currently in P4 in the Constructors' Championship. Points as they run right now in the series, Northern Mata, Morgan Teggy, Kevin Cantanio, and Christian Bishop, Emmett Lindquist, Adam Novotny, Philip Scott, Will Edwards, Kelly Bishop, Theo Bishop are your top 10 in the points. And that's all we have so far. We have all 6 drivers, but I only see 5 of them. So 2 of them must be very close together. on the racetrack. I see 6. I see 6 showing in the session, but I'm only seeing 5 on the track. So I'm not really sure. Let's go through. Christian is out here. And there's Emmett. There's Mr. Scott. There's Kelly. That's Theo. I think we're missing Bob. Nope, no Bob. Bob Wallace has not entered the circuit. Usually they show gray, but Bob has started practice but did not jump out in the qualifying. So far 5 of the 6 on the racetrack getting some qualifying laps. Right now doing their warm-up lap. They will be starting their lap here. They have started their lap. And it's Kelly Bishop. He's going to be the first one to get a lap time. 36 and 40. Theo got by Emmett Lindquist. Emmett may have been slowing down, warming up, saving some battery maybe, with Theo on a hot lap. Find out Kelly coming around the long stretch through the kink at 13, now the chicane 14, 15. One of the tightest chicanes in iRacing. I've run this track many times and I am not a fan of that chicane. That chicane and I do not get along. But Kelly seemed to navigate it quite well. Here he comes down the front stretch for his lap time as he comes across with the first lap time with a 134.435. From the practice times, I can think that probably won't hold up. As you can see, he's running the soft tires for the qualifying session. They do have 3 tire compounds that they can use, and that will show red during the qualifying session. Christian Bishop, with his lap of a 131.514, has taken the provisional pole. We'll see if Emmett has anything to argue about that one as he comes across the line. Theo Bishop does not get a time, so he'll have to go around again. Christian, Kelly, Theo did get a time, 143.227. Right now, 3 drivers with qualifying times. 10 minutes to go in qualifying, and plenty of time to throw down a lap. As that was Christian going wide, he's on outlap, just getting out of Emmett's way because Emmett is on his quick lap. Let's see if we can follow him around. Emmett goes down into the Ford or Dunlop curve. This is the hairpin. A little stutter there. A little trouble with the camera from the lip. Let's try onboard. Commentator's curse. Sorry about that, Emmett. And Emmett's still looking for a lap time now with 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the session. Philip Scott finishing up a lap here. Oh, he's on his out lap. He's going to start a lap. Let's jump in the cockpit with Philip here. As he goes around that final hairpin down the front stretch. From the cockpit, I do not see the extra detail. There's a lot more going on this front stretch on the racetrack than we're seeing. So Philip down into turn 1, hard onto the brakes. The stadium section. This is the Mercedes AMG stadium section, which is appropriate since we're driving a Mercedes AMG W13 race car. I got the stadium section down into the Ford curve, following into Dunlop Care, which is Dunlop hairpin, I should say. This is the also, this is called Championship. It's all the champions. And on the flags on the wall in the seats. This is Schumacher. This is named after the famous Michael Schumacher. Down to the kink at turn 13 will be flat out. And going up to the chicane is right behind completed. Final hairpin, turn 16 down the front stretch. Here he goes. We'll see what kind of time he drops his lap as he pulls over. Now the reason they're only, and the pole, provisional pole for Philip Scott with a 1:30.908. Nice lap for Philip. And here comes latecomer Troy Banks to the show. Troy is one of the newcomers here in the league, coming in running the F1 series. He'll be back on the racetrack here in a minute to get his lap time. Now the reason they're stopping, you'll see the cars will stop on the front stretch there. They go across the line and then they pull over. The reason they do that is because they're only running enough fuel to get around the track for the warm-up lap, the out lap, and then the timed lap. So they're only going to have enough fuel in the car to run one timed lap. So the soft tires and the corrected fuel, and that's all they do. So that's it. That's why the cars stop on the front stretch after the start-finish line, because they don't have enough fuel to go around another time. Plus, there's the MGU-K, which is the battery backup, the battery system, battery boost system that gives them extra energy as they drive around the racetrack. That is fully charged at the beginning of their hot lap. Oh, Theo goes wide. And Kelly's on his out lap. I think most are on their out lap. Actually, Emmett should be on a hot lap now, and he is, as he goes down through turn 1. Oh, maybe that was the end of his out lap. And he did get the pole with that fast lap of a 1:30.106, 0.6 of a second ahead of Christian Bishop, who just completed a lap at 1:30.6. So we got some fast, quick times out here. Actually, 1:30.7 for Christian, 1:30.1 for Emmett, 1:30.9 for Philip. So top 3 drivers all within a second here. A little gap back to Kelly and Theo, and no time yet. Oh, and Norton Mata joins us, our league leading points leader at the start of this race. He joins the race at the very last minute. Just 5 minutes to go in qualifying. Maybe he had the time zone wrong. But 2 drivers have joined the circuit right during qualifying. Not really sure where Rust Belt Racing is. Could probably bounce a message out to them and see if they are not racing tonight. Let's see. Let's see what I can find out. Let's see if we can find Adam Novotny out here. Let's see if anything comes of that. Let's see what else we got. Maybe somebody's made a comment out here on the live stream. Nope. No comment on the live stream. Nothing at all. So we'll see if we can get some info there on why these guys aren't out here. But we do have more drivers now. The top spot is going to be a little more contested. But at the moment, still just 3 cars with the 1:30 and only 3 minutes to go in the qualifying session. Like I said, they have to go in and get new set of tires and a new fresh battery and the right amount of fuel to go a lap with a warm-up lap with these red soft compound tires. Go as fast as possible. And we're watching him go around now as 55. Norton Mata is now out on his hot lap. In the blue and black with the yellow trim painted Mercedes AMG is, I believe that was Theo Bishop, maybe? Not sure who that was spinning. Somebody didn't have a good lap right in front of him, but again, some cars are on out laps, some cars are on their fast lap. Usually that's all there is, and then they're off the racetrack. So Norton Mata coming around to work his lap, coming down into the Dunlop curve now, Dunlop hairpin. We'll see if he can keep his streak alive. Emmett with that 1:30.106, pretty quick lap. And so far, no time from Troy Banks or Norton Mata. Troy is just coming across the line now. We'll see where he slots in, unless that was his out lap. And still no time for Bob Wallace. So these guys aren't going to have a lot of time. This is going to be it. This is going to be their chance to get their lap in. If they don't get it now, they're not getting it. So Norton coming across the hairpin, and then around the final chicane, or coming across the chicane, and then around the final hairpin as he comes up to the line now. And Norton will slot in where? P4. Well off the pace. I'll have to see if he can pick that up during the race. And Troy Banks is in the pits. He will not get a qualifying time, as there is only 1 minute left, and that is not enough time to get around and get it started. Right now, Kelly Bishop is just about to finish up a lap. He is going through the kink in turn 13. We'll see how that goes. I think everything turned on, everything working. But, right now, coming around the final corner, as Kelly is trying to improve from his time. Currently in 5th with a 134.2. And I don't see a change there, so he did not improve. Still 4 seconds back. Emmett Lindquist has the provisional pole. Looks like he's going to get it. 10 seconds to go. I think they can finish the laps that they're on. I believe they're allowed to do that. If so, there are a few cars on track. Kelly's not going to get another one as he just comes around. The checkered flag has dropped. Emmett is out. Here comes the 55. Norton Mata. Maybe he was taking it easy on that first lap. This does not show an out lap. This is a qualifying time lap. As he comes around the final corner, coming across the line, see if he can improve his time from P4. Does he make it happen? As he comes across, the times are not changing. Fast lap of 1:33.1. That did not change, so he is going to start in 4th position on row 2. Emmett Lindquist, Christian Bishop on the front row. Emmett Lindquist with the pole position. Philip Scott, Norton Mata on row 2. Kelly Bishop, Theo Bishop on row 3. And Troy Banks without the qualifying time. Unless he gets this one right now. And he does not. He does not. No time for Troy Banks. So we're going to get this thing fired up and started. The checkered flag has dropped. The qualifying session is over. All the cars have crossed the line, unless Theo can get a better time. If he can finish this lap, I'm not sure. He crossed right as the lights went. The lights went red. He's coming across the line now, and the session has ended. And he does not get a time. So we're missing a few drivers, and I don't like that new bug that they have in Race Labs that drops my stuff when there's no cars on the racetrack. At least it came back. I guess that's a good sign. As the cars are lining up, getting ready to go. Can we see these cars? No, I guess you get to see 2 cars. 2 cars at a time from the front. No camera angle. As the guys have to have everything right now. They have to have the fuel. They have to have everything correct on the car. Now Emmett went back in the pits. He needs to get out quickly. Okay, he did. Norton is still not on the racetrack. Now you can sit off the racetrack and wait for the time to expire, but you cannot get on the track and go back off and come back. If everyone else is out, they will drop you. They'll drop you like a bad habit. Here we go. The lights are getting ready to go. The lights will go green. We will start. This is a standing start. The revs go up. The red lights are on. The green lights go, and away they go. As Emmett Lindquist jumps, it doesn't jump, it spins the tires. Philip Scott and Christian Bishop with a great launch. Philip down on the inside has to hold on to the brakes. Christian Bishop jumps to the front of the racetrack. He is on the medium compound tires. Philip right behind on the softs. We'll see how that works out. Back in the pack a little bit. There's Emmett in P4 as Troy goes a little bit wide, coming off of turn 2 in the AMG section. The race up front right now looks like P2 is the most contested at the moment, as Philip Scott holds off Norton Mata and Emmett Lindquist. He has the soft compound tires as well as Emmett, so P2 and P4 have the softer tires. They should have a slight advantage here for the first 2 laps, as their tires are going to get right into the correct temperature faster than the guys with the yellow and medium compound tires. We'll see if that plays a factor as we begin. Technically, 2 and 4 should be 1 and 2, but they are not. Christian Bishop jumps out with a great start and is holding on to the lead by about a half a second. Now, they're going to go a couple laps around, and then they're going to turn on what's called DRS, and that is going to open that rear wing, give the guys within a second of the car in front of them a little bit of a boost, as they're going to try to use that to get themselves closer and closer. Can't get any closer than this. I don't know how. Here comes Norton down on the inside. Philip Scott chooses to let these 2 go by. Norton goes wide. Philip drops back to 4th from the 2nd position. What I find interesting here is that the 55 and the 26 have the medium compound tires, and the red compound tires from Emmett Lindquist and Philip Scott are not giving them the advantage. These guys are just, Christian's driving away. He's got a 1.7 second lead now. Over 2nd spot, he's outside of DRS range. Now, that's not the case for Emmett and Norton. Emmett is right on his bumper. He is 1/10 of a second back. As you can see, the 2 cars barely even show their... If you didn't see 2 sets of wheels, you'd think they're the same car. As Emmett goes down on the inside and holds the corner. Oh, and he spins! Oh, Emmett spins in turn 11. Just as they go out to the second part of the racetrack. That is not good. Norton Mata had the line. They went in side by side. Emmett jumped on the gas a little too soon. It spun the tires, and that spins him around. He is going again. But he has dropped back to P5, and that is going to hurt. He lost 10 seconds to P2 with that incident. Christian Bishop now out front by a decent margin. He has a 3.5 second lead over 2nd place. What in the world's going on with that? Yeah, the times are great. Let's go with the gap up here, 3.5 seconds. And as they go through the AMG section. AMG Mercedes infield. Norton Mata, our current points leader, is in 2nd spot, with Philip Scott in the 99 in 3rd. Now, Philip's running those soft compound tires. He is the first car in the line with the soft compound tires. He's not actually putting down the faster laps, so he is going to probably regret putting those on early, as the mediums look like they are the tire to have at the start. Maybe these guys will go for the first time in a long time. Maybe they'll go mediums hards, as the soft tires don't seem to be doing what they want them to do with a full tank of fuel. Troy Banks in the 18 has moved up to P4 with Emmett's slide back there. Troy missed the first race of the season, but has been able to get his car in the field as he misses the chicane. That is going to be a slowdown, and that might be it for him. He is not one to reset after an error. So that might be it for our seventh position driver, Troy Banks, who is currently in the pit lane and has left the server. So, the battle is for second. Philip Scott has moved in probably with those soft tires. Maybe they just took a couple laps to get in. We are on lap 4. He did get close, so maybe Norton made a mistake. I'm going to guess that's the option. That's the possibility. As Philip is there, he's close, but he's not gaining at the moment. Let's go through the field. We've got Christian Bishop up front in P1. Fastest lap so far from Christian, a 132.4. Philip Scott with a 132.1, the quickest lap so far of the race. Norton Mata in the 55 car, he is in P2, followed by Philip Scott in the 99. Norton Mata from Brazil, hails from the Brazilian coast, or at least country. Don't know if he's from the coast. Number 99, Philip Scott, from the Midwest, United States. Our leader, Christian Bishop, is a California man, driving with Space Sheep Racing Team. Norton, I thought, Norton and Philip are both independents. Maybe somebody ought to let them know that they should get together and make a team, since they're running nose to tail out here on the racetrack, and they are doing a great job of not letting Christian get away. Is that gap just 2.5 seconds? They are closing it up as Norton's putting down some fast laps. Emmett Lindquist is in P4. He did have that wobble earlier and fell back in the pack, but he is charging hard. 132.4 is his quickest lap. 0.3 off of the fastest lap of the race so far. He is running on those soft compound tires. We'll see how many laps he gets out of those. Started in P2, has dropped back to P4. Oh, started on the pole, dropped back to P4. Kelly Bishop in the 69 car in P5. He is running the Space Sheep Racing livery. He also is running on the yellow medium compound tires. And that battle up front is still close. It is still close. P6 tonight is Theo Bishop. He is the lone driver on his team. And I wish I could remember the names of these teams. Constructor, Coast to Coast Racing. Let's see what's going on with this battle still. It is still unchanged. And Philip is pushing Norton as they are catching the leader. Now down to 3 seconds. 2.5. Every corner a slight improvement. Every corner a faster lap. Emmett Lindquist just dropped down the quickest lap of the race now with a 131.7. He is going to want to close that gap that he has on these two drivers after he fell back with that spin in turn 11 on lap 2. Nürburgring Grand Prix is where we are. Procraft Formula 1 Series is what we're doing, as the DRS helps Phillip stay close to Norton. Sponsorship tonight for Bigg Wizurd TV comes from Stair Fittings Incorporated. Stair Fittings Inc. is the place you go for all your stairs and stair treads, stair accessories, anything you need for stairs. You go there. Stair Fittings Incorporated. It's orders.stairfittings.com. We'll give you the inventory. We'll give you a phone number. You can call them up. Tell them Bigg Wizurd sent you. Karen will take great care of you. Great company, great people, great products. We watch this battle for P2 ongoing. It's been going on since probably lap 2. We're now working lap number 7, and the gap is still close between Norton and Phillip. Phillip should actually have the advantage here with those red tires, but doesn't seem to have enough of an effect to be able to let him get by into P2. Also, Bigg Wizurd TV is sponsored by Grandpa's Kitchen. Grandpa's Kitchen, go there for your gluten-free flour. They have what you need. They know gluten-free because they are gluten-free. Good people and good products again. Grandpa'sKitchen.com, and use the code BWTV, that's Bigg Wizurd TV, for 10% off. 10% off every order, every time. As he uses that DRS, now gets alongside as they come up to the chicane, but can't push through, and Norton, not sure who had the corner there. They seemed side by side. Phillip Scott gave it up and let him go to battle another lap. As long as he doesn't lose that spot. Right now he's 9/10 back. He could lose the gap to get DRS. He's got it now down the front straight. He's hoping that'll be enough to get him back in line if he doesn't lose the draft and the ability to use that DRS. He did lose some ground on that when he made that dive down into turn 14, which is the chicane. iRacing.com is where we race. Procraft Formula 1 Series is the race series. I used to have info in here. Procraft has two companies that sponsor us here at Procraft Formula 1 from the iRacing series. Procraft has Procraft Media, and they have their homepage at procraftmedia.com. Procraft is where they connect people and communities through technological craftsmanship. They believe the human experience should be elevated, and that craftsmanship is not a lost art. And they believe that expertise and efficiency are essential. These are the standards that fuel their conviction for the craft. They have the abilities, they have what you need to design and build a world-class recording studio. They can go from conception to, from concept all the way to completion. They can help you build an integrated audio-visual system. They support enterprise and government and small business IT needs as well. And then Procraft Supply. Anything you need for your business or home consumers, they have available. They have tools, equipment, supplies, things like coffee, flashlights, journals, tools, pocket knives, anything you need for your business, for supplies, they have it. Procraftsupply.com. Check them out. Up front, Christian Bishop still out front. His lead is holding strong there at about 2 to 3, about 3 seconds. As those soft, medium compound tires are probably right in the sweet spot at this point. Norton Mata and the battle with Phillip Scott continuing back into turn 14. Phillip's got a lot better run on him this time, and is able to. Oh, he was able to take the corner, but wasn't able to hit the brakes. As Phillip now has a slowdown penalty, which is going to let Norton go right back by, and he's going to have to battle a couple more laps and get back close enough again. Let's see if he can make it stick next time. He does have the DRS down the straight that should get him close enough to keep it going. He did lose the DRS zone there as he was more than a second away. It looks like he's going to be able to hang on to that as they dive down into turn 1 and through the stadium section. P4 is Emmett Lindquist. He is slowly gaining 4 seconds back now from Philip Scott and the battling Norton Mata for P2. Actually, it says 8. I don't know what these times mean. The times are all over the board. It might be 4 seconds, it might be 13 seconds. Or maybe somewhere in between. Looks like about 8. Times are goofy. Not sure that's helpful. It's not for me. Let's get a little feel for what it feels, for what it's like to be on the front bumper. Emmett Lindquist's Formula One car. The bumper cam into turn 11, which is not his favorite corner. Not sure why it's so quiet from this angle. I guess he's as far from the engine as you can get, but no wind or anything. As he comes down through the front stretch, this is the chicane. Hard on the brakes. Through the chicane, clean. Around to the start-finish line. Quite the angle here from the front of the front wing. The tip of the front wing. Up front to our leader, Christian Bishop, as Norton and Phillip still behind and not close enough yet to take advantage of any DRS or anything of that type. Still a couple seconds away. 3 seconds the interval. It shows just 1.3 down there. I don't think it's quite 1.3, but it could be. Norton may be catching, but he's not. He's not 1/10 behind. So, unfortunately, folks, my interval numbers and my gap numbers are not working tonight. So that is a shame. It's really hard to tell where people are and what they're doing without those numbers. It's kind of where the information comes from. You know, if there was a stat man out there, he's the stat man. That screen that shows you the intervals. And I can promise you 0.1 seconds is not the interval between first and second place. That's not the case. Maybe if that counts their lap time, maybe Norton is running the same lap time. But interval to me means how far ahead the other car is, and that is not 0 seconds. And it's not 5.5 seconds. So we'll carry on. Watch the action. We are on lap 12 of 31 here at the Nürburgring Grand Prix, the German Grand Prix number 2. For the Procraft F1 series. This is March 16th, race number 2 of 12, 31 laps here at the Nürburgring Grand Prix. Let's see how Emmett is doing on his efforts to gain. Still quite a bit back. I think the gap now, the closest gap right now is for the lead, as Norton Mata is catching up with Christian Bishop. The gap is getting smaller now. Still not right down to nothing. We'll keep an eye on this battle, as Norton may be getting close to being able to use DRS, and that is going to be a huge advantage if he can get there. We'll watch that interval. He is probably close enough. I'm sure he's within a second now. You see that wing open. There it is. The rear wing is open. DRS is active on Norton Mata's car. As he comes down that front stretch and tries to gain on the leader, Christian Bishop. Whoa, and he comes real close and has to hit the brakes hard there. Misses turn 1 a little bit. Regroups and goes around a little bit. Goes around again. With that rear wing open, you are going faster, so you do need to brake slightly sooner. You hit the same braking point with that wing open. You're not going to be able to stop the car, and he almost had a collision there for the lead. Christian and Norton now running quicker laps through these medium compound tires. We are 1/3, more than a third of the way through, I would suspect. The guys in the softs could be swapping those tires out anytime now. They do have to make a pit stop here in the Procraft Formula 1 iRacing Series, and that has to come sometime during the race where they change the tire compounds. So they go through the Schumacher curves, Schumacher S's. This is a big area where the DRS zone comes into play. We'll see. Doesn't look like Norton had the gap. I think he did. Maybe he just didn't hit the button. You do have to activate your DRS. Maybe he just didn't hit the button that time, as he might be waiting for the front stretch to make the move. Wing open. I'm fairly sure you get DRS between turns 12 and 14. I've seen Philip Scott do it. Norton goes wide out of turn 1. Christian goes around the outside of turn 2. Who's going to have the advantage as they go out of the stadium section? It looks like Norton Mata might have the advantage. Christian tries to hold him off on the outside as they go down into the final turn, exit out of the stadium section. Not only is Norton Mata going to get by, but Philip Scott is trying to follow him through as they are now side by side for the second spot, and Christian holds him off, shuts the door, and holds him off. But I think Philip might have a little bit of advantage here, as he caught the two of them as if they were standing still. Philip bumps through Dunlop hairpin. I'd say Philip has figured something out, as he made a huge gain there. But our lead has changed. Norton Mata back out, or out in the front. I can say back out in front because he won last week's race, but he hasn't been in the lead yet today until now on lap 14. Both of these guys still running those medium compound tires, both Norton and Christian. Philip on the softs, and Philip is chomping the pit. Oh, Philip is going in the pits. Philip going into pit lane as he's coming in to change out those tires. He will probably put on the mediums or possibly the hards. Philip does like the hard compound tires. I've seen him do it before. We'll kind of watch the timers and watch the meters here as they pop. As Emmett Lindquist goes by for P3, as Philip comes into the pit stops. Now the tires may not change colors, but if you watch the screen on the top right, it will change the compounds that he's running. He goes to the mediums, and iRacing's bug did not catch us this time, as Philip, with a brand new set of medium compound tires, comes back out on the racetrack. Christian now within DRS range of Norton Mata. See if he can make any headway as they go through the Dunlop hairpin. He does have a couple DRS zones on here. There's one, I think, down between turns 12 and 14. Now they've got some lap traffic in front. Oh, and Norton Mata makes contact or locks him up. Let's see what happened there. Replay man, what do you have for me tonight? Here he is, catching up with lap traffic. That's Theo Bishop. Oh, yes, they make hard contact going up into turn 11 in the brake zone. The healing damage does fix the front wing and fixes the wing of Theo Bishop's car, but damage done, lead lost. As Christian Bishop is out front. Emmett Lindquist now goes by. As Norton Mata comes in the pits now. I'm not really sure why he's in the pits. Did put the soft compound tires on, but there is a long way. I guess we're at halfway, and if Philip can run them mostly to halfway, or close to halfway, and there's Philip right behind him. Philip with a couple laps on his tires, and he is now on the medium compounds with Norton on the softs. We'll see how this plays out, as these guys have both made their stop, with Emmett and Christian still out in the front, with a decent gap between the two. This battle for third spot as Norton comes out of the pits. Now, again, you can see the tires don't quite fit right. You know, he is running the soft compound tires. Oh, and Philip Scott comes around. Coming out of the Dunlop hairpin. He did not want to do that. That was a little bit of impatience on the gas a little too soon. Spins the car into the wall and loses a bunch of time. 10, 11 seconds. In third place, both of these guys have pit, so this is going to make a big difference now on the undercut situation. These guys went in first, so they were trying the undercut, getting those tires early, and with those errors, both of them with an error, Norton and Phillip, this is going to give Christian a chance to stay in front even after a pit exchange. Christian on those medium compound tires has not come in yet. And Emmett still running around on the softs at well over halfway now. Still running on those original tires, has not come into pit lane yet. So he's going to be coming in soon. I would predict within the next lap or two, he'll be coming in to get fresh rubber and try to stay in front of third and fourth. I don't think he's going to be able to come right out near where Phillip is, as long as he can hold the spot where he's at now. Phillip has been running quick laps, but that error is going to cost him and possibly the podium. Emmett knows that he has to run the quickest laps of his race right now. He's got the soft compound tires. He's got lighter fuel than when he started. He's got to run some fast laps so he can make that overcut work. The overcut is when you stay out on the racetrack trying to run fast laps and then come in the pits late, make a good pit stop, and come out in front of the car that pit early. But it would take 20. He is actually making ground. He's up to 27 seconds. He might be able to make this work. He's going to go around again as he just passed pit lane, pit entrance. We'll see. Right now, the gap, the time spent in pit lane is 23 seconds, and the gap on the racetrack is 24. So it will be close when he comes in. We'll see how it works. The 99, however, is in P5. That is not the 99. The 99 is in P4 behind Norton Miller. That was the 69 of Kelly Bishop. He is in P5. Kelly's still out on the original tires from the start of the race. He is running medium compounds. And solid P5 tonight for Kelly. Haven't seen any bobbles from these drivers, so should be pretty happy with their performance tonight. Five of the six drivers on the lead lap. Theo Bishop has gone down a lap. Back up front to the leader, Christian Bishop. He is out front by quite a bit now. He's got a 10-second gap over second spot. And I think he's going to push those tires a little longer. I don't know if he's ready to change those mediums out. They're running pretty good for him right now. His fastest laps are 132.1. Not as fast as the cars that have been on the soft tires, but still pretty quick. 132.1 versus a 131.1, just a second off. Emmett is gaining, even this late in the race, on those softer tires. Softer tires still holding on after 19 laps. Emmett is still going, did not yet come in the pit lane to swap out to those mediums, and he is going to have to hold on tight. Try to gain some more ground if he wants to catch up and pass Philip Scott with a pit overcut. Philip with just a bobble or two tonight. Cost him 2 seconds now. 13 seconds behind Norton Mata. At least that's what I think it is. Looks like the times have calmed down a little bit. Lap 19 of 31. And the order hasn't changed much in a while. Christian Bishop, Emmett Lindquist, Norton Mata, Philip Scott, Kelly Bishop, Theo Bishop are your running order. there he goes. There he goes. Emmett with those soft tires coming in. We're going to watch this. We're going to watch him all the way through and see if he has the benefit of that overcut. We can see Norton Mata coming around the last corner right now. He'll get by, followed by Theo Bishop. I believe Theo will get by. Let's see if Emmett can come out in front of or behind Philip Scott, who's currently going through the chicane. He's got that front spot due to his starting qualifying position. He is out, and it looks like he may get out front. Philip Scott is coming, and he is behind Theo and in front of Philip. Now, hopefully, he's going to want to get around. He's going to want to get around Theo rather quickly as a lap car. He does not want him to hold him up and allow Philip Scott to catch. But that one bobble from Philip Scott put him back off the podium, and he's going to have to battle back to gain that spot. You can bet this battle is going to be close right to the line, as there are 11 laps to go this time by. That spreads out the field quite well. Philip Scott trying to get by the lap car of Theo Bishop. Into turn 11, not a great place to pass. And Theo is the one that spins. Philip Scott does go around cleanly, but Theo lost it on the angle on the exit. Probably got on the gas just a little too soon. Because these cars have some great downforce, but when you lose it, you lose it. It's gone. Hey, you guys are here. How do you join? Well, Mac Papa, we can get you there. Just go to twoleagues.com. Sorry, I wasn't watching the chart. I wasn't watching. Usually more drivers. We only have 6 out here tonight. Usually we have about, like he's saying, we usually have about 10 to 20. We have had some pretty big fields. I'm not really sure where everybody's at tonight. Must have been everybody. Maybe they're not feeling well from having too much pie the other day. You know, Pie Day was just a couple days ago, so maybe that was the problem. We'll find out later on in the race. But, we had some viewers. Now they're gone. I guess me noticing that. That would be a good idea, Joey. I'm going to see if I can work on that and get you a link in the stream description, so you guys can get into the league. Norton Mata has passed Christian Bishop. I was over here looking at the chart. Yeah, that could be. St. Paddy's Day is right around the corner, isn't it? It's, between Pie Day and St. Patrick's Day, whether it's eating too much pie or drinking too much beer, anything could happen, right? Maybe that's why they're not on the racetrack tonight. Missing a couple of key players from the league on just race number 2. But always room for more. As you can see, room for more drivers out here. We are on the air live with the broadcast here on Bigg Wizurd TV. As many times as we can. It is nearly every week, every Formula 1 race, which is not every week. But yes, we are a little short tonight. Lap 22 as our leader goes through turn 11. Onto the backstretch through the kink and approaching the chicane. Probably take me quite a while to go back and find out what happened to Christian Bishop to see where that error happened that lost him the lead. He was out front. And Unless this is the pass from earlier, and they're just after the pit stops, this is where they cycle through. Very possible. Christian did have to pit on lap 21. That was it. Christian went in the pits. Nice of me paying attention while I'm watching my chat and talking, as I've lost the final viewer in the race. Well, we're still racing. We've still got a race on our hands. Norton Mata out front won the last race and is in position to win this one. 9 seconds the lead. Christian Bishop in P2 after the pit stop comes out well back of our leader. Everybody up front has made a little error or two. I'm showing no viewers, so sorry about that. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being on board, Joey. Yeah, Emmett's doing a great job. He's up to P3 tonight. He is considerably back, though he's got a little bit of a gap. About 9 seconds to P2, but he will finish. Whoa, not if he keeps doing that. He will finish on the podium if he can keep under control here. He's only got 8 laps to go on this next pass. Trying to stay in front of Philip Scott in P4. With F1 points, every position is huge. 25 points for the leader and only 18 for second. Drops off fast. So you got to get up as high as you can in the points battle. I'm guessing you're a Formula One fan, Joey, as a viewer of this fine event here at Procraft Formula One. Yeah, I think he went. He tried pushing as hard as he could on those softs. 20 laps. A very good stint on the soft compound tires, but eventually you've got to go to something, and I don't think he wanted to go to the hards. So switched over to the mediums. Still running some pretty decent laps last time around with a 132. Still running some pretty quick laps out there. Norton still with the quickest lap of the race now that he is on those soft compound tires. He is really cooking. He has got his... Yeah, well, if we can't blow him up at Ferrari, we can at least, find a way to lose the race one way or another. But Norton running with the soft compound tires, it does iRacing with its fun little error of showing us the wrong tires on the car. He's really throwing down some laps. He is really doing great out there. He is going to, I believe, hold on for his second victory unless he makes a mistake. Christian Bishop onto the softs as well. Went quite a bit later. If Norton runs those tires out, he might be able to catch him, but 10 seconds is a huge gap for 5 laps or 6 laps. We'll see if it's enough. We've got six to go when they cross the line. And they're quite a ways away from the line. We'll find out if Christian has enough. If his late... He's got 5 laps newer tires. And both on the reds. Christian is also running some pretty quick laps out there. His fast is a 130.8. Norton's a 130.0, and they are both in the 130 and 131s, running faster than any other drivers on the racetrack at this point in the race. Norton getting around some lap traffic, gets around safely around Theo Bishop that time, and comes across the start-finish line, starting lap number 26. Just 5 to go now in this contest. Norton goes really wide there in turn 1, but doesn't seem to affect him as he gets the power down and keeps it going. Well, we'll see what happens. We're off today, here at Procraft Formula 1, we are in Germany for the German Grand Prix because there is no Saudi Arabia racetrack on iRacing. We need to talk to iRacing about that. That's 2 races in a row that we don't have the racetrack here to follow along, so we have to pick other racetracks. It's a good thing we have other racetracks where they're not racing, so we can do these. Hulkenberg would be an excellent Formula 1 winner. With Alonso last week, really impressive run from Fernando Alonso in his new team there with the Aston Martin team. Very impressive run. And a podium finish, so very good job there. The 2 Red Bulls are definitely the ones taking the top spot, shall we say. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, did the guys over at Yas Marina just jump right up and say, sure, we'll send them all the info they need, or let them come out and put the track scanner down? Yeah, that'd be fun. Having any of the Middle Eastern tracks would be great. They have quite a few races in Formula 1 there. Really good crowd over there. A lot of Formula 1 fans down in the Middle East. And this weekend will be no different, with the drivers starting up free practice, I believe, tomorrow. On St. Patrick's Day, we'll find out who's going to have the top spot, if it will still be the Red Bulls, if the Ferraris can figure out their battery engine control, or I think it's an ECU. It was the ECU that failed last week for Charles Leclerc, and see if they can get anywhere. But it's one thing or it's another with those guys. They do have to take a 10-spot grid penalty for changing out that ECU on the engine. So we'll see how that goes. So we are just a few laps to go here. Lap 27. This is your leader. Everybody pretty spread out on the racetrack. We can watch this lap traffic pass here as Emmett has caught up with a lap car of Kelly Bishop. Let's see how he handles that. He just went off track a little bit, but he has been going off there on the exit of turn 11 a couple times. He actually spun there early on. Probably not something he's going to want to talk about. Hard on the brakes. Oh, and he saves it. Whoa! Trying to get by and pushing hard. Philip Scott right behind him, so this battle is not over. This is the battle for P3. This is the podium spot that Philip lost with his spin. And he's trying to repay the favor here with Emmett, with that DRS getting pretty close there as they enter turn 1. As Kelly Bishop is still in front. That little bobble by Emmett going into the chicane did not help his chances here. As the leaders are on lap number 28 of 31. Yeah, Red Moto, thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys being on here. If there's anything you need to know about the race, I can tell you about it. I might be able to anyway. This Nürburgring Grand Prix racetrack's been around since the 80s. They've run the Formula 1 Championship, the German Grand Prix here many, many times. But currently they are not running in either of the German tracks. I think this is definitely one bit of elevation change and some really good corners. There's probably every type of corner you want to have, you can find right here. Oh, and man, Emmett is just really struggling on these tires. He's really having a hard time. He did go in on lap 20. He does not like those mediums, as Joy was saying. Oh, okay. Great. Good to have you here, Richard. Oh, and there's a pass down into turn 1. Can he hold on? Philip Scott down into the corner first. Emmett gets a good launch with the over-under, but it looks like Philip is going to take that one, and he is a little more comfortable on those medium compound tires as Philip takes away 3rd spot from Emmett Lindquist. Emmett is not going to let him go, though. He's close enough for DRS as they get down into the forward curve here and then down into the Dunlop hairpin. Both of the drivers have had a little bit of bobbles on the brakes tonight. We'll see if they can hold on, or if there will be more passing. I can definitely tell that Emmett is close enough. He's got 3/10 of a gap, 3/10 of a second gap here. He will get DRS as they go down through the kink. If he remembers to hit the button. I've seen him in that section of the racetrack not hit the button, but he is definitely close enough. Using that draft, going through turn 11, down the hill at turn 12. There's the wing open. Phillip trying to pull away from that draft. Emmett diving down to the inside a little bit, not quite close enough that time. They both go through the chicane cleanly on that lap. And Emmett is not giving up that podium spot. He's going to battle for it. As they come across the line to start, there's 2 laps to go. There's the DRS open on the front stretch. Phillip got a good jump off the start of that corner, holding on to the inside, making Emmett go down low on the inside. But as long as Emmett can hold this corner, it looks like it's his, but he cannot hold it. Phillip gets real close. This is getting pretty tight here as we're getting to the end of this one. Just 2 laps to go. This is for the final podium spot. Norton Mata way out front in the 55. He has a 13-second lead over second place Christian Bishop, who has an 18-second lead over this battle for third, as Emmett got by again and looks like he is putting down the power now as he's pulling away. Maybe he's maybe those medium compound tires have finally warmed up to the point he can drive this thing a little better. He was flying on those reds and now fighting with these mediums. His quickest lap so far tonight, 1:31.3. About a second off the leaders, but he doesn't have to beat the leaders to stay in third spot. He just has to stay in front of Phillip Scott. Phillip not in range for DRS. He has fallen back to 1.2 seconds. And as they go down through the kink, Phillip will have to use the draft and nothing else to try to catch. Any little mistake here, any bobble at all, will change this P3 outcome. I think the front guys could probably make a mistake or two and stay where they're at. But this battle, as they go down into turn 1 for the final time, Emmett stays out front, Phillip right behind, now 0.9 seconds. If Phillip can close the gap, he will get DRS down on the backstretch, but he will not be able to get it on the front stretches. This is the last time around we go as the final lap of the race. Our leader going through Schumacher S's and already down through into the kink. And it looks like Emmett might have this one. He's got more than a second gap. He'll be at the line here on turn 12. We'll see as they go up through the Schumacher S into turn 11, 12. There's the stripe, and it is 1.4 seconds. No DRS for Phillip. Looks like Emmett's going to have this one as long as he can hold on through that chicane one more time. We'll see how they finish it off. The race has been won by Norton Mata out in the front. We're going to watch this battle to the stripe as they've got lap traffic right in front of them through the final corner. Should not play a factor as Emmett Lindquist comes across the start-finish line in third, followed by Phillip Scott in fourth. Kelly Bishop finishes in sixth with Theo in P7, and that's your running order at the finish of this one. Great race by all. That was a lot of fun. Let's see if... Let me jump into the booth here. Where's my booth? Hello, booth. Where'd my booth go? I'm missing my booth. There it is. Let me see if the guys will jump into the booth. We'll get them on the air here. I might get a little echo, and I apologize for that. But they can't hear me if I don't do that. So let's see if I can get them down here. Looks like most of them are all in one room, but missing a couple. We'll see. Norton jumped in last week, a little late, but he jumped in. So we'll see. We had Norton Lotto, the winner last week, also the winner tonight. Second victory from the second race. Great job from Norton. Christian Bishop, Emmett Lindquist on the podium. We'll see if the guys join us here in the broadcast booth. But great race from these guys. It was pretty exciting. Christian and Emmett are talking over race radio, but I do not hear their conversation. I do not have that channel live. Richard, thanks for joining us. I just figured out that was Richard from East to West Racing, racing with him earlier tonight.
Hey Ron, you should just come into the Space Jeep channel. Sorry to interrupt, but Norton went into there, so and
okay.
Everybody's in there, so.
Awesome, I'll be right there. Hey guys, it's Ron up in the broadcast booth. Pretty good run tonight. Norton, second week in a row with a victory. Congratulations.
Yeah. Nice, man. Thanks.
Yeah, you had the strategy right. You ran the mediums off the start, had some good laps at the beginning, and when you put those soft compound tires in, you were gone. 129.7 for the fastest lap of the race. That was, I believe, your final lap as well. Great job.
Yeah. It was very nice. On this car, on this race, it's better to start on mediums. This track don't have much tire wear, so the tire temps don't get very high. It's much low in comparison to Spa, Monza, and another tracks. So you can run about 40 laps, 30 laps for free with no more problems with soft tires. So it was heavy on the starts. Christian was very fast, Emmett too, but he made a mistake and he lost a few seconds. And after just administrate after my stop, and that's all.
Yeah, it was a good race. Good race. Good strategy tonight.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Christian, another good run for you. P2 tonight. Probably not where you wanted to be, but I don't think you had it there at the end to catch up with Norton.
Yeah, I told him before we got in here, I was hoping he would run out of fuel or something. I would get really lucky, and because I managed to get a really good start, and then it just, you can't beat the raw pace, I guess, you know.
Yeah, he was definitely quick out there. Definitely quick. Good laps, though. Good run tonight. Nice, solid second place. Emmett, you had battle right there at the end. Back and forth there. Nice run to the finish. And P3 standing on the podium. Good job.
Well, thank you. I think it was a bit of a disastrous race from the start. Just got a little too aggressive on the throttle a few times, and it kind of ruined my own race by sending it into the grass, but managed to recover. And Scott had me really nervous. I was sweating a lot. That chicane was really screwing me over. I kept spinning out, and I was just glad I could keep the car on the track and keep ahead of him.
Yeah, that was definitely entertaining. I can tell you that. So, well, thanks everybody for a great race tonight from the broadcast booth. This is Ron at Bigg Wizurd TV saying goodnight to all. Be safe out there on the road. Race with us at Procraft Racing. Don't race on the road. Race right here. iRacing.com. Check us out at 2leagues.com. That's where you'll find the information on how to join the league, and I'll post that in the description as well after the race. Good night, everybody.
Hi, Ron. Thanks for broadcasting.
Well, there it is. Have a great night, all. Be safe, and want to shout out to our sponsors, Procraft Media and Procraft Supply, as well as Stair Fittings Incorporated and Grandpa's Kitchen. On behalf of all those guys, and don't forget the code Grandpa's Kitchen BWTV. You'll get you 10% off. And we'll see you on the next race. We'll be back in a couple weeks here at the Procraft Formula 1, and again on Sunday night with East to West Racing's GT3 test race. They're going to be doing some fun racing with the GR86 Toyota. Should be a lot of fun. Have a great night, everybody.